My name is Dr. Erin Cameron from Arkansas State University, and today I'm going to be going over some of the senior high all-region, all-state etudes. We'll be starting with etude number 15, which in my humble opinion is the hardest etude of any of the Arkansas sets. It's just really tricky in a lot of ways. So I have a few ideas I'll throw at you for practice. The first one is that you should absolutely practice this with your metronome on the 8th note, and you might have to go really slowly. I've got my metronome set at 70 today, so if we play at the beginning with the 8th note, it'll sound like this. This is a great tempo to start practicing, even a little bit slower. When we get to measure 4, we have kind of a tricky situation. We've got a trill on an F sharp that takes only an 8th note value. My trick for that is to start that F sharp using the side key fingering. So that'll be thumb and bottom 2 side keys. And then to trill up to G and use your first finger after that. One of my favorite ways to make trills a little bit easier is something I call metricizing the trill. And this means planning out the number of times that you're going to trill so that you know what to expect. My number is 5. Your number might be 3, but I'll show you how to subdivide it into a group of 5 so you can practice. So this is just for beat 3 of measure 4. We're going to play a 5-lit. I like to count 5-lits opportunity. That's how I count them. So we're going to start on the side key F sharp, go up to G, front F sharp, back up to G, and then back to the front F sharp. So our group of 5 really slowly will sound like this. And I landed on the downbeat of the next measure. And then what you can do is put on your metronome on the 8th note. I'm going to move it a little slower just for practice. I'm going to put it at 8th note equals 50. And I'll play just measure 4 for you. And if you practice that way, starting really slowly and gradually working the metronome tempo up, you'll find that this is a lot easier to play. My last practice hack for you has to do with articulation. So if you are noticing that when you get up to measures 29, 30, 31, when we're up in the high register, that you're squeaking a lot, first of all, welcome to the club, and that may mean that you need to spend some time just working on the articulation. One of my favorite ways to do this is by practicing articulation only on a long B. So this is thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the B key. And we just practice our articulation as it's marked in the music. So if we're going to start in measure 28, the articulation would sound like this. So we can practice first that way, and then once we're comfortable with that, we can go in and add the notes. What that does is practice keeping our air support steady before we add the articulation, and then when we add the articulation in, it's generally a lot easier. Thanks so much for listening, and best of luck on your audition.